In November 1988, in a quiet neighborhood of Ayase, Japan, a 17-year-old schoolgirl named Junko Furuta was walking home after work. She never reached her house. What happened to her during the next 44 days is considered one of the most horrifying crimes in modern history. Junko was kidnapped by 4 teenage boys who appeared ordinary on the outside. Students, neighbors, sons of respected families. They lured her into a trap, threatened her with false claims of gang connections, and took her to an abandoned house owned by one of their families. From the moment she entered that place, her life turned into a living nightmare. For 44 days, Junko was held captive. She was beaten daily, starved, burned with cigarettes, assaulted repeatedly, and tortured in ways so extreme that many details were censored during court proceedings. She begged for death. Sometimes she lost consciousness, only to wake up and realize the horror was not over. The most disturbing part was not just the cruelty, it was the indifference. Neighbors heard screams. Family members visited the house. No one stopped it. Some even knew something was wrong but chose silence over responsibility. Junko tried to escape several times. Once, she managed to reach a phone but was caught before she could call for help. After weeks of torture, her body could no longer endure the abuse. She died from shock and internal injuries. Instead of reporting her death, the boys hid her body inside a concrete-filled drum and dumped it in a construction site. Her remains were found months later. When the truth came out, the nation was shaken. But justice felt incomplete. Because the criminals were minors, their sentences were shockingly light. Some served only a few years. Today, some of them walk free. Junko Furuta's story is disturbing not only because of the pain she suffered, but because it exposed how evil can exist unnoticed, protected by silence, fear, and society's unwillingness to act. Her name is remembered not just as a victim, but as a reminder. Ignoring suffering can be as deadly as causing it. Story 2. The House of Screams That No One Investigated, based on the Sylvia Likens case. In 1965, in Indianapolis, a 16-year-old girl named Sylvia Likens was left in the care of a woman named Gertrude Banisowski while her parents traveled for work. What they believed was a safe home turned into a chamber of unimaginable cruelty. Gertrude lived in a small house with her children. She seemed religious, strict, and respectable. But behind closed doors, she slowly transformed Sylvia's life into torture. It started with verbal abuse, then slaps, then beatings. Soon, the punishment escalated into starvation, burning, humiliation, and public abuse. Gertrude encouraged her own children and neighborhood kids to participate. They laughed while Sylvia screamed. Sylvia was locked in a basement room. She was denied food, water, and basic dignity. Messages were carved into her skin. She was forced to drink dirty water. She was beaten until she couldn't stand. What makes this case deeply disturbing is how many people knew. Neighbors heard cries. Children visited the house. Adults saw bruises. No one called the police. Sylvia begged for help. She whispered prayers, hoping someone would hear her. She wrote notes asking for rescue. No one came. After months of torture, Sylvia died from internal bleeding, malnutrition, and shock. Gertrude and her children attempted to hide the crime, but the truth surfaced quickly. The court revealed horrifying testimonies from children who admitted participating under encouragement. Gertrude was sentenced to life, but later paroled. Sylvia Likens died alone, tortured not by one monster, but by a community that failed her. Her case forced changes in child protection laws in the United States. But the question remains, how many people heard her cries and chose to do nothing? Story 3. The Man Who Watched His Victim Starve, based on Joseph Fritzl case. Joseph Fritzl was an ordinary-looking man living in Austria, a strict father, a quiet husband, a respected neighbor. But beneath his home lay a secret that would horrify the world. In 1984, Fritzl locked his 18-year-old daughter Elizabeth in a hidden basement beneath his house. He told his family she had run away. In reality, she was imprisoned underground for 24 years. The basement had no windows, no sunlight, no freedom. Joseph repeatedly assaulted Elizabeth, and over the years, she gave birth to 7 children, 6 of whom were born and raised in that underground prison. They never saw the sky. They believed the world ended at concrete walls. Joseph controlled everything: food, light, punishment. If Elizabeth resisted, he threatened to gas the basement. He starved them as punishment. He watched them suffer. 3 of the children were taken upstairs and raised by Joseph and his wife under the lie that they were abandoned infants. The others remained trapped below, sick, malnourished, and terrified. The most disturbing part was how normal life continued above ground. Joseph went to work. He smiled at neighbors. He attended social events, all while his daughter and grandchildren slowly decayed beneath his feet. In 2008, one of the basement children fell seriously ill. Doctors questioned her condition. The truth unraveled. When police opened the hidden door, they entered a nightmare. Elizabeth was free, but traumatized beyond repair. Josef Fritzl was sentenced to life imprisonment. The case shocked the world and redefined the meaning of hidden evil. This was not a crime of impulse. It was calculated cruelty, sustained for decades, hidden behind ordinary walls.